Is it live? Hello? Okay, there we go. This one's live. This one's live. Okay, got it.
They could at least a little bit different, but I liked the direction it was trying to push the game in. It was finally doing something at least a little bit different. This feels like they took Arceus and then did as much as they could to remove anything they were pushing.
The problem with Charlie's point here is that he's not specific on what he means. So you can't get what he's trying to argue because all he wants to do is push an agenda that fucking Pokemon. Pokemon does barely anything for the games just because of one failure. Because of one failure. And even so, he's trying to say this one's more bare bones than Legends Arceus. Even though it does way more than Legends Arceus, it adds a real-time battle system, and he says that's the fucking bare minimum of what they could do, even though... And he said that's what Legends Arceus did. Legends Arceus didn't do this. Legends Arceus didn't do real-time battles. Legends Arceus made it where you battled in the overworld. You didn't transition out into a different battlefield. You fought in the overworld. That is completely different. That is not a real-time battle. A real-time battle is when a battle is actively taking place, even if you're not pressing buttons. Because, like, if you get in a battle, you cannot press anything, and the battle will still happen, whether you like it or not. You can, like, run away and not do all that shit. Maybe. I think you can actually run away from trainers in this one. But, even so, like, if you're not pressing a button, the battle will still happen. Like, as long as you're initiated in a battle, the battle will still continue without you pressing a single button. In Legends Arceus, you could still sit there and not press a button, and the battle will not, the battle will not continue as long as you're not making a move.
They're like, fuck, okay. We'll take the name, but we're gonna make it even more bare bones. And it's so embarrassing now.
He's laughing because he doesn't get the point that he's trying to make. Because he still doesn't specify what he's trying to say.
On the back of Pal World. Because you see...
And then he compares it to another game that does something completely different. Pal World has real-time battles too. You don't need to press a certain button to activate anything to, initiate a battle. Because in Pal World, if you initiate a battle, you can still die without pressing anything. And the battle will not need to continue from you pressing a button. Power World does the same real-time battle type shit. But at the same time, it feels like a fucking bare bones Unreal Engine game that people used to make. What if The Legend of Zelda was made in Unreal Engine and it just shows fucking Link rolling around in realistic grass for an hour while some enemies or some things familiar show up just to make you think, oh my god, this is real life Legend of Zelda. And they even did the same thing with Sonic. They did the same thing with Mario. They did the same thing with a lot of fucking video game characters, dude. That's what Power World feels like. And if Charlie ever brings up the fact that he's against AI, I don't think he has, but if he ever brings it up that he's against the usage of AI, then he'll be against Power World. Because Power World used AI to create their designs, but nobody wants to fucking bring that up. I personally do not care about AI. That's why I'm not making a big deal out of it. But people like Charlie will make a big deal out of it. I don't know if he's ever said he was against it. I remember him disliking the use of where it could go, but I don't remember him saying anything about him disliking it. But if he does one day say that he dislikes AI, just remember that he glazed Power World. Just remember that. He glazed Power World, something that does use AI for its designs. You want to know why? You want to know why they use AI? Because it's easy. It's easy. And that means they don't have to do any of the thought process whenever it comes to the, actually putting these designs into fruition. And then it's just so fucking stupid.
How World showing what you can do with the formula and the concept, and then you go
Power World showed what you can do with the formula with edginess, with some fucking Newgrounds type shit, because you can capture humans in there and make them your slaves. You can even do the same thing with the pals. You can make them into slaves. It's just Pokemon but edgy. What if Pokemon went down the Shadow the Hedgehog route? That's basically what it was.
go to this, and it just looks like mobile slop.
It doesn't even look like a mobile game. Have you seen what a mobile game looks like, Charlie? Even in the newest Sonic Dream Team, whenever I was playing it on the new phone in the store, it still had some sharp-edged pixels. He doesn't know what a mobile game looks like because he hasn't played any mobile game in years. You want to know why? Because this motherfucker only plays on PC. So anything that looks below like HD, because we know how rich this motherfucker is. So anything below HD is considered like slop and trash to him. He might have been one of the people that saw Undertale release and is like, this game looks old as shit. It doesn't have any of the good 3D graphics that we're supposed to have. And I highly think that he would be one of those people.
Style of
I'm not even trying to be bad faith towards Charlie. I love watching Charlie. If I were to go to Moist Critical, you'll see a lot of videos I have watched on him. You will. I have not seen any of his recent content though. I stopped watching his content at this point because then he was just calling everything fucking slop. Even though he likes to watch fucking garbage movies. But apparently you're a bad guy for playing garbage games. Because, like, some people can still enjoy shit games like fucking... I don't know, like fucking... what's a bad game that people like to play? What's a bad game? You know what? Just to be fair, I'll use a Pokemon example. That's like saying that people are shit for liking the original Gen 1 games. Because Gen 1 was ass. That's like saying that they suck because they liked Gen 1 and that they actively paid for a broken game. Like a broken game. A broken, buggy, glitchy game. Scarlet and Violet was buggy and glitchy for the first 2 patches. After that, I've not experienced as much lag. And even before the patch, I didn't really experience lag. Like before the patch, because I got it a day earlier. Well, not a day earlier. I got it before its actual launch. Because I got my copy at GameStop. And I played practically day 1 before the patch even came out. I even played with my friend. We had no lag. And we were playing in Union. We had no lag at all. But then whenever we got the first patch, it was a little more laggier. We could tell. It seemed like the first patch ruined it. Then the second patch came. It was still it was more laggy than the last patch, and then the patch after was a lot better and made the game run a little smoother. Then they had another patch after that, and then we had a patch during the DLC, and they lowered the spawn rates, uh, which made it harder to shiny hunt, but a little harder to shiny hunt. Not really hard, but like a little harder. And also, mm, I just don't think it was bad. the The Switch 2 made it run a lot better, and Charlie's the type to argue that Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game, and it runs good on Switch. It runs good on Switch, and we also have Breath of the Wild 2, which had more development time than Pokemon, and it still came out better. He's the type to argue that without taking into consideration of the development time. Sure, I said that. Sure, I said that fake Charlie would argue that. Uh, and sure, I said he would acknowledge you know the development time, but he in reality would not like acknowledge the development time that Breath of the Wild got. I'm pretty sure Breath of the Wild 2 had 7 years. It was either 7 or 5 years. Not only did it get extra development time, but it has a bigger team behind it. A bigger and more experienced team. And then people are going to bring up Team Cherry. But then Team Cherry has 3 developers for a 2D roguelike. Well, not really roguelike, but like a 2D game. A 2D I don't know what you really call it for. Hold on, let's see. Let's see what they call it. A 2D platformer. An action platformer. It's a 2D action platformer. Is Silk Song's art hand drawn? Let's find that out. Hold on. So it is hand drawn. Nice to know. That means they had to put some work into it. But at the same time, it had a long ass development time. It was announced, and then people waited years, and then it came out. Hold on. When did Song start its development? Silksong began development as a DLC for the first Hollow Knight shortly after the original game's release in 2017. The project grew in scope, and Team Cherry officially announced it as a full-fledged sequel in February of 2019. This game hasn't been in development for almost 10 years. Are you fucking serious? That's such an unfair comparison. It's fair in the terms of that they had 3 people working on it, but at the same time, they must be a very talented group of people. Because most of these people just seem like they're looking for work. Not gonna even lie. Did my stream end again? Oh, okay, no, it didn't. Okay, good, 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 good. But yeah, this game had almost 10 years. Almost 10 years of development time. It was supposed to be DLC, but then they turned it into a full-fledged sequel. So that means they've been working on it since 2017. So this game has been worked on for 8 years. 8 years to be exact. 8 years. Almost a decade. Maybe if they had a bigger team, this would release faster. Because this took them almost 8 years. And then people give them the credit as if they made this game in 3 years. Ah. Hmm. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I found something. Two, three, four, five. Well, not really. Not five. It's five. They have way more than 3 people working on this. What the fuck? Why? They had way more than 3 people working on this. Why did people make a big deal out of that? They're fucking liars. I'm finding this out live. What? Nah, I got. Nah, what? I'm finding this out live, dude. Alright, so by Team Cherry, there's 2, and then a director, sound and music composer. Well, sound and music by one guy. I'm not going to count the marketing of public because that has nothing to do with the game. 4. Additional programming, that's 5. Testing, that's 7. Additional character design, that's 8. Environment design, that's 11. Uh, Voices, 13. Additional character voices. Ooh, Jesus Christ, that's way more. Uh, Music and orchestration and typesetting. Engineering assistants. There's no. Yeah, people fucking lied. People fucking lied. There's way more people working on this. I get that most of them are voices, but there's still way more people working in different departments of the game. Technical support. Then the localizations. Alright, so people are just fucking liars. There's way more than just 3 main developers. There could have been 3 main developers, but that's 3 main developers. That doesn't stop the fact that there's way more than 3 people working on this game. Because with voice acting, that adds to the game, and that counts as helping on the game. And then you have people helping with the technical support side. Then you have people helping with all the other aspects of the game with music and programming. So that counts as way more than 3 people helping you with the game. So I'm figuring this out live that people are fucking liars and there's way more than 3 people, working on the game. But yeah.
Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect. When a trainer's keystone resonates with the megastone held by their Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new...
This feels like a mod for Arceus,
into a city that belongs to both people
where
and
like a
Pokemon.
fan would just put in a
Who knows
city.
what kinds of encounters and experiences will
Except they might have.
That okay, Charlie, that's more of a compliment than you know, because mods come out better than the original game. So if anything, you're saying this is better than Arceus. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for being absolutely dumb and walking into that. Because if this is what your type of conversation is, then you probably also agree that a mod would be way better than anything Pokemon would put out. So saying that this is a mod for Legends Arceus is saying that this is better than anything Pokemon would put out. So thank you for complimenting Legends ZA.
Have the decency to at least have voice acting.
Why would Pokemon need voice acting? That breaks the immersion of the fucking game. But let me give you an explanation. Don't worry, player. Oh, don't worry, this insert character name. Don't worry, like, they would have to give you a preset name if they want voice acting. But no, that'll break the immersion because then you feel disconnected from the character that you're playing. I don't want voice acting in Pokemon because it will break the immersion of the character that you're playing. And also, I like voicing the characters with myself, so I like doing that better. I like doing that better, but not everybody's like that because a lot of people are lazy. I'm lazy, but whenever I'm lazy with the voices, then that's how, I'm just tired. Because, like, I've strained up my voice a little too much. I'm still in the practicing phases, and I still need to experiment with more voices before I can do them long term. So, yeah.
Pokemon Legends ZA. Coming late 2025.
God, man. Do you think change within Pokemon games is restricted by the hardware? No. I think that's just become cope as well.
That's not cope. Legends ZA runs better on the Switch 2. They even showed the demo on the Switch 2, so I'm afraid that ZA is going to run worse on the Switch 1. And not only that, Scarlet and Violet ran terribly on the Switch 1 and runs way better on the Switch 2. It's not copium if it's true. They'd like to say, it's still copium because they're going to optimize it better for the Switch 1. No, they really couldn't without making it absolutely dog shit. If they optimized it super well for the Switch 1, it would be an absolute dog shit. Legend of Zelda has an open world and it doesn't run like dog shit. But it also has pop-in, mind you. Like and there's barely anything that loads in for the area besides the shit ton of grass that you walk in. And even so, it still has lag. You guys don't want to bring that up because you're afraid that's going to destroy your point. Because it will.
Like, there is so much they could clearly do. Like, just even from the like, I hate to just keep bringing up art. Well, no, actually, it's fine to bring up Arceus because this is literally Legends, so it should theoretically be an improvement of Arceus from years ago. But it's stepping backwards. Arceus using this.
Tell me how, Charlie. Tell me how.
Same shit was able to do some different things. This somehow does less.
You say somehow because you can't point it out. You say somehow because you can't point it out. And I don't know what you can point it out that makes this a step back. Because if you don't know yourself, then what's the point of bringing up this as one of your points to why it's worse than Arceus? If you don't even know your own point, step back, think about it, which I'm going to be a hypocrite for it, because I don't really think. I say first and then think about it later. So I'm going to be a hypocrite on this one. Think about your point. Because, honestly, I can say whatever the hell I want because I'm a low sub channel. I'm a low sub channel, so nobody's going to really give me shit for whatever I say. So, honestly, I'm just going to pop off while I can, and then people can come back and look at these clips and be like, oh, wow, Blaze was such a fucking asshole. But anyway,
Like, they put in even less effort. And
how so? It seems like they put more effort than they did Legends Arceus. And they even improved the graphics. Just like all you graphics Andes want, dude. You guys always want higher graphics. This actually gives you more graphics. So what's the problem now? This looks even better than Arceus. What makes it worse?
And then, if you want to get even bigger with it, look at what Zelda does with the same hardware.
Yeah, with much more development time. Let's look at it. We're not trusting the AI with this one. Came out 2017. Says here on Reddit, it's 4 years of development. They got an extra year on development, and even so, Breath of the Wild looks like dog shit. At least to me. A lot of people say it's a good game, but it seems so fucking boring. It's so empty, and yet people want to say that it's one of the best games that Nintendo ever fucking produced. Tears of the Kingdom, on the other hand, it actually looks better. And it had 5 years. 5 years of development to build on a pre-existing engine in the same world. For some reason, it took them 5 years to add on to a pre-existing world and a pre-existing engine that they've already used. It took them longer than Pokemon. And Pokemon always has a new fucking layout each and every time. Each and every fucking time. They have a new layout and they have something new. And they always have to rebuild the game. They never take the same shit and bring it over to the next game. They always make new models for everything. The only time that they didn't do that was during the X and Y era all the way to Gen 8. That's the only time they didn't do that. I mean, that's the only time that they did do that. It's the only time that they did do that. Sorry. And this had a pre-existing engine. And it still took them too long. You're lucky Pokemon even puts out anything in 3 years.
Nothing wrong with this game. There's always going to be people that defend it. Like, yeah, it's Pokemon. What do you expect? It's got to be the exact same fucking thing every time. And somehow they just keep making it worse and worse over the years.
How is this the same fucking thing, Charlie? You're an absolute fucking buffoon. You're an absolute buffoon for saying that it's the same thing. What is the same thing here?
By taking more and more things away.
And what are they taking away? Because in Legends Arceus, they took away abilities, they took away items, they took away a lot more. And people still had fun with it. And this one, it returned some of the core mechanics, while also giving you a new battle mechanic.
It's for kids! Why are you being such a stickler? I know. We do this every year.
Nobody really uses the "it's for kids" argument, and even so, it is kind of factual. Look at the anime. The anime barely has any dark moments because it's for kids. Pokemon is actively marketed towards kids. The only time that it's marketed towards adults is for the nostalgia for the game, to remind them of their childhood. Wait, what?
And the fact Switch 2 is going to have better hardware just makes this game look worse. Even just setting aside the hardware stuff, just the fact that Pal World exists just makes this look so shameful.
How? Pal World is a shame of it even existing in the first place. People were willing to pay for, the quote-unquote AI slop that they actively critique. They were able to pay for that, and the game's mostly empty until you stumble onto a PAL. And even so, most of the fun comes from the fucking enslavement and the power that you get from it. From most of the playthroughs I've seen, a lot of people had fun treating the animals and people like slaves. None of it really came from the battling or the bosses, like it does for Pokemon. So it shows that they're doing something wrong.
Again, this is... I guess it's still a little too early to tell everything, considering this is all...
And yet, look at how long this clip is, Charlie. You say that, and yet you're saying all this random gobbledygook and saying that it makes sense.
All we have right now, but it seems like the entire game takes place in a city with designated wild zones for Pokemon interaction. That is the laziest shit ever.
And you called it too early, Charlie. Now you look like an absolute fucking dumbass. You look like an absolute dumbass because you called it too early. In several, like, literally the trailers that released after this show the trainer catching Pokemon outside of the wild zone. Even in the most recent trailer, they also show another clip where a trainer's catching a fletchling on top of a light pole outside of a wild zone. They confirmed that Pokemon will not only appear in wild zones, only special Pokemon that are meant for that environment will appear in those wild zones. Even some Pokemon that already exist outside of the wild zones will be in the wild zones too. But as far as we know, they can probably upgrade for better
They didn't
Pokemon.
even bother having different areas to go for different Pokemon. You just stay in the fucking city of copy and pasted buildings and NPCs and go to.
I don't see the problem with copy and pasted buildings, considering that many of the games that you've played, even for games like like big world games, do the same shit. So we're not going to talk about that for Red Dead, fucking Assassin's Creed. We're not going to talk about that. But whenever it's Pokemon, that's a problem. You're an absolute fucking hypocrite. You're an absolute fucking hypocrite, and I'm calling it. Because big games, even games that keep you in one area, still copy and paste buildings, Charlie. Are you going to critique Minecraft for copy and pasting structures just because they're the same shit all over again, despite the big-ass world that's almost endlessly generated with new shit? No. Why is that, Charlie? Why? Oh, because it's Minecraft and it's more popular to love. Oh, Charlie, you're on the popular hate train. Oh, Charlie. I feel so bad for you, Charlie. Oh my god. I'm fucking dogging on it. Bro, man, bro, I sound so fucking hateful, but I'm actually just fucking around.
To a couple of wild zones for the Pokemon you want to fight. It is actually a mod at best.
Oh, at best, again, Charlie, thank you for the compliments of the game. Thank you. Saying that means a lot. Because as I said before, saying that it's a mod makes it the best thing that Pokemon has ever put out. Because you want to know why? Mods always end up being more fun than the original game. That's how I play Minecraft. Minecraft is boring as fuck by itself. I play it with mods. And that makes it way better than original Minecraft.
Pretty much NBA 2K. Yeah, you're basically walking around the 2K hub, and you catch some Pokemon in a couple of spots, it seems. Now we just need Jake from State Farm to have one of his own buildings here. Oh, for sure, Raygun. They need to take Pokemon away from Game Freak. They just have to. They have to.
You literally can't, because they won't be able to do Pokemon designs correctly. And then you'll critique Pokemon on that. You'll say the games are good, but the new designs are terrible. You want to know why? Because Game Freak actually has charm with their designs, and the designs are actually fucking good from what they make. Some people will say that they're divided on the megas, on the new ones that have been shown. But you can't say that all the designs before weren't good.
It's so bad. It'll sell extremely well. It'll probably, again, break records. They always do. It is such a shame, man. They started to cook a little something with Arceus. They did the ultimate sin of making me believe in them to a certain extent, and then they pooped this out. What a shame.
What I have a problem with Charlie's critique is that it's not even a critique. He's just saying, oh, this game's bad, without saying why it's bad. He's not even giving you a reason to why it's bad. He's not even saying his reason to why it's bad. He's just saying that it's bad and then moving on with his life. That's all he's doing. And the game ain't
Have you
even
ever
out
played
yet.
Pet Simulator on Roblox? Roblox, it's exactly like that. Wonder if they'll add the gambling elements too. Oh, that's a good question. How much longer do you think until Nintendo starts to get a whiff of the gacha?
What do you mean? Pet Simulator X is a super stupid comparison. Because Pet Sim X, you literally just command your pets to go get fucking coins. And that is the whole fucking thing. That is the whole game. And you have to sit there and wait for them to pick it up and then bring it back to you. And then you get better pets. And that's how it is. It's the same gameplay loop over and over again. Pokemon actually provides something different. And then not only that, but saying Pokemon, when is it going to be whenever Pokemon introduces gambling elements or gets into the gacha pool? They've been in gacha. Whenever he discovers Pokemon Masters has been under his nose for years, he's gonna lose his mind and say that Pokemon fell off since Masters was introduced. I'm just saying this, like, and then he's gonna say it as if that's what made it worse.
It's gotta be soon, right? That forbidden fruit is probably gonna be too tempting in the next couple years. They already have that with their mobile game. Oh, is it in TCG Pocket? I haven't played it. I never.
TCG Pocket. Oh yeah, I forgot. The TCG Pocket is a gambling game.
Downloaded it. Yeah, no, I didn't know. I couldn't tell you. I haven't played TCG Pocket. I didn't know they already did it. Hopefully someday Pokemon games get.
And also, technically, they've been doing it for years with Pokemon cards. Once you think about it, it's just legal gambling. It's just like the mystery toys fucking surprise shit, which Five Nights at Freddy's also did. So then, by your logic, a lot of people already did it. Same with Mario. Same with Sonic. No, a lot of them already did it. It's nothing new, Charlie.
Really good again. You'd think they would at some point, but I don't know, man. The ship has truly sailed for Game Freak in my eyes. This was the final nail in the coffin there. But if Power World exploding and eating Pokemon's lunch in their own genre didn't incentivize them to start pushing the boundaries a little bit and improving, I don't see what will.
You want to know why? Because Power World is actively eating shit right now. I'm not saying it because of the lawsuit, because if anything, the lawsuit is stupid. Game Freak sued them for the wrong thing. They sued them for the capturing mechanic when they could have sued them for stealing designs. Even though the AI most likely did it, but still.
I think your bias is very much showing, Charlie. This game has a lot going for it for actual fans. I would love to hear what. The legitimate question.
All right, Charlie. I'll tell you what. Real-time battles. New Mega Evolutions. The same capture mechanic from Legends Arceus, which people liked. The feel of it being like in the anime. But you wouldn't get that because you don't watch that. Because you rather watch shit movies. and then overall, just a better experience. It looks so smooth, and it looks like it's going to provide a better experience than Scarlet and Violet. But you can't even be happy about that, can you? Because you're going to say that's the bare minimum. You're so fucking predictable. You're so fucking predictable. You're just going to say it's the bare minimum. You're going to say it's bare bones still. Charlie, I can say the same shit about whatever new game you're hyped about. Whatever new game you're excited for, I can be like, Oh man, it's just the same shit that somebody else has already did. Oh, it's so boring. Oh, I'm tired of this. I'm just gonna go play fucking Left 4 Dead 2 because that shit was actually fun.
I would really like to hear what.
I'd like to hear why you think it's bad because you haven't said anything related to that subject, Charlie. All you just said was that it's bad and that it's worse than Arceus. That's all you said. You have not said a single point to why it's bad. Because the only point that you've provided so far was the wild zones, and even so, that take aged like milk.
It's really not that bad. There's honestly a good amount of improvements and stuff fans have wanted for a while. The return of Megas, the new combat system's not new, an actual
It is new. It is new. It is new, Charlie. Legends Arceus didn't have this. Legends Arceus only had it for the fucking for the boss battles. It didn't have it for the rest of the game. I only had real-time battles, not with the Pokemon. With the human character and the Pokemon. It didn't have it with the Pokemon in general. I only had it with the human and whatever Pokemon you were going up against. You can have a real-time battle if you wanted to. Or you can have a Pokemon battle in between the real-time battle. Which isn't a real-time battle, Charlie. You're swapping in and out of real-time battles. Because he's gonna bring up the bosses, and even so, that's only a small portion of the game, Charlie. There's only 5 bosses. There's only 5 bosses in the main game. So we have Cleavor, Electrode, Arcanine, fuck, there's another one. I forget. I keep forgetting this one. Oh yeah, Avalugg, and then whatever legendary of whatever clan you picked. So if you pick the Pearl clan, you get Dialga. You get to fight Dialga. If you picked the Diamond clan, then you get Palkia, which I picked the Diamond clan and I fought Palkia. There's only 5 battles. 6 if you include Arceus himself. 6 if you include Arceus himself. There's only 5 to 6 bosses that have a real-time element, and even so, it's not for the full duration of the battle, because you can still swap in and out of the real-time battle into a regular Pokemon battle to weaken him even more. Jesus. I am stuttering a lot. His point is not proven here. His point is absolutely not fucking proven here. Because for this game, real-time battles are going to be the main thing. It's not going to be for boss battles only. And even so, it's optional to even do real-time battle in there. It's kind of optional. Because you can just swap in and out of it if you want.
Zygarde story. Come to realize this game just isn't for non-fans. So then what say you... I guess now all of a sudden I become Pokemon non-fan, interesting, but then what...
Because you're not a fan of Pokemon, dude. You may enjoy Pokemon, but you're not a fan of it. That doesn't make you a fan. Because, Charlie, if all I remember you doing is that you played a few of the modern games. You played a few of the modern games, collected TCG cards, and then that was it. That's all I remember you doing.
let's say the real fans, to no longer having any exploration or any biomes. Instead, everything is designated to just this city and a couple of wild zones.
And then again, that take also aged like milk. Because if you look at the latest trailer, apparently the city isn't going to be the only area that we're in. Apparently we're going to go under the city. And even so, there's plenty of games that make you stay in the fucking city, Charlie. Are you going to say Spider-Man's a bad game because you stay in New York? Are you going to say GTA's bad because you stay in the same city? What the fuck is that argument, Charlie? You like GTA. And I don't even know if you played this new Spider-Man. I don't even know if you like that one. But are you going to say those are bad games because they do the same shit? Because you're in the same city? Oh, it's only bad for Pokemon because Pokemon's all about exploring. But Pokemon still does the exploration shit. You're exploring the city. Because in the act, if you remember, well, he doesn't remember because he's never played the game. I can guarantee he's never played Pokemon X and Y. But in Pokemon X and Y, you don't really get to explore the entirety of Lumio City. You just walk around the city, and even if you fully, quote-unquote, explore it, you never get to explore the full scale of the city. Legends ZA focuses on the full scale of the city and makes the city feel bigger than what it was in X and Y.
And it's not a new combat system. Combat system no longer...
It is a new combat system, because you know what you did in the real-time, the quote-unquote, well, actually, not the quote-unquote, you know what you did in the real-time battle segments of Legends Arceus? You threw bombs. What you do in this one is that you actually command your Pokemon to attack the other Pokemon. Like Pokemon.
Turn-based. It's an extension of the Arceus system. So, okay, you know, fine, we can use the word new. To me, it's not new, it's just an extension of what Arceus already laid the groundwork for, but that's fine. I won't even bother splitting hairs with that. I won't even bother, it's fine.
Yeah, because you know you're wrong. Charlie, because you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. That's why you're not going to split hairs over it, because you know you're fucking wrong. You know, if you argued, you'd be fucking wrong, because it was only for a small portion of the fucking game. And even so, it's not the same as this, where you're actually battling. In this one, you're throwing bombs to calm it down.
You can actually dodge attacks and shit, like walk around mid-combat in the Pokemon move too. Okay, let's do this.
Bombs made using these noble Pokemon's favorite foods. It can be difficult.
It's just them combining this with the Pokemon battle normally.
Attack you.
It's not new, it's an extension, is the point I'm trying to make.
An extension. So you're telling me that you can battle and throw bombs? I don't think that's much of an extension, Charlie. I think that's an actual different type of fucking real-time combat, dude. And this one, you're throwing bombs. You're not even battling it. It's trying to kill you while you're trying to calm it down. And this, in Legends Arceus, you are actively battling the opponent with your own Pokemon. And even so, you can still do Pokemon battles in the boss fight. It's just that it won't be real-time combat anymore. It'll be turn-based.
So they take that, and they just put it in a normal battle too. It's the same. It's an extension. But again, we don't have to split.
But at the same time, you know you're wrong. That's why you're not going to split hairs over it. You know you're fucking wrong. You know you're absolutely fucking wrong, dude. Like, Charlie. This is something new, dude. This is something new. It's not even for a small portion of the game. It's not even just to fucking throw shit at a Pokemon. You're actually actively battling it. Even so, he won't get the point.
Cares. It's fine. We can say it's new, but it is just, it is fundamentally, they took Arceus and took that,
or different
but
areas of
it's,
effect.
again, it's fine.
So choose your timing and positioning
But what were the other things to like?
But he's clearly not okay with conceding on that because he kept talking about it. He's just agreeing just to agree and then move on to a different conversation topic. So, yep.
Because again, in every category I can see, it is a downgrade from Arceus. It is a step back in every conceivable way.
Yeah, and you won't explain why, Charlie, so you're not getting your point across. You won't explain why, so you're never going to get your point across. So fucking stupid. You can't expect people to know what you're talking about just by saying it's a step back and that it's worse.
From Arceus. And I guess if you're really a fan of the reintroduction of that's not new, they just brought something back. Not gonna lie, this combat is the first thing to catch my attention from a Pokemon game in a long time. That's your prerogative. That's fine. I'm not your dad. If this is what gets you up, that's fine. I can't pretend that I understand it. Like, that's very low standards, but that's fine.
Very low standards for a game that's been turn-based for years. For years. Not even years. This is a big innovation